Alan's on the line. Good evening, Alan. Hip, hip, hip. I hope that's his mouth. I haven't had this for a long time. He's been on the line for 36 minutes, but how do you fall asleep on the phone? If you've ever fallen asleep on the phone, or the loo, 0844 499 1000. Alan. Alan Caddick. Alan Caddick. Alan! Alan! Oi! Oi! Alan. What the flipping heck? How are you supposed to work on this? Alan Caddick! Oh, dear. Let's try. All right, hang on a second. Let's try some music. Hang on a minute. Let's try this. Oh, jeez. It's a loading sound for a ZX81. This might wake him. Hey, it don't get much more avant-garde on national radio than this. There's a fat man asleep and a ZX81 game loading. Alan! Alan Caddick! Alan! 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 No? Nope, okay, we'll just leave him there. Let's go to Kyle. Good evening, Kyle.
Good evening, you okay?
Yeah, fine. You all right?
Yeah, I was actually ringing you, because I'm thrilled that you're doing that for Frank. However,
yes.
I'm a wrestling fan, you know, maybe you want to mock me. I'm confused why Jonathan's rang your show to talk about wrestling. I'm confused why Caddick's asleep.
I've got no idea what's going on. This is the problem. This is the country is. You know the phrase "going to hell in a handcart." Well, it's tonight. It's happened. It turns out Ferrari and all of those right wing. They were right. We are going to hell in a handcart, and it's at 20 to 11 tonight.
Well, I just don't understand, because Caddick also sounds like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Or he's got some sort of chest problem.
Well,
I don't understand it.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway,
let me just hang on, Carl. Let me just try a Pavlovian thing. Hang on a second. Someone's
Okay.
Who suggested this? Adrian has suggested we try this. This is a Pavlovian thing. He might respond to this in his sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Call me now. 0844 499 1000. No, he really is asleep. He normally say we'll call you back. He really is asleep. Yes, Carl.
I was just going to say, I had the pleasure of seeing Frank, probably 2006, maybe? Oh, no, 2005. It was just, you know, when he just did that comeback thing just around the Channel M time.
Yeah. That's when I think he first came on LBC. First time I met him properly.
Yeah. So he was doing all that, and like I said, it was a really entertaining gig. But I went to see what do you call it? The rough cut of the Frank movie. The new one.
Yeah. Any good?
I ended up sat with Rick, who was the bass player in the Freshies, and then later ended up as what was it? I can't remember the name of Frank's band. He's called a Thingy Blimey band.
Oh, the Old Blimey Big Band.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there was just amazing, an amazing set of people. I think all three of the bands were there at one point.
I've seen a 45-minute edit of it about a year ago, but it's now down to he's got it down to 11 hours. Steve Sullivan, who's making the Frank documentary, is going to come on when he's got it in a more workable state. But I cannot wait to see that movie.
I would love to see the full stuff and all the stuff as well. That I think, and you probably know this story, but there was like a little local radio station where, like a pirate one, that asked Frank to do some jingles for them, and they thought, we're never going to hear it. And then apparently he sent them a tape back where he put a bit of chewing gum or something or tape on the top of an old "Now That's What I Call Music." And recorded them all and sent them back and said, I hope these are all right.
He's an absolute legend. I miss Chris. I miss Frank. Thank you, Kyle. 0844 499 1000. Tony, Julie, stay there. Come to you after this. When you wake up, Alan, you will kill the French president. When you wake up, Alan, you will kill the French president. We're back. Okie dokie. Alan is still there. Alan. In fairness to Alan, he's... Hello? Yeah. He's making more sense than he normally does. So, we can work with that. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone. Alan? Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? Is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. We are a Brexit-free zone completely. Normally, I will allow talk about anything, right? Anything goes on this show, but tonight, no Brexit, man. Jeez, I mean, I love radio. There's been nothing to listen to on the radio all day. It's all been Brexit. You've had Nick Ferrari gently making love to Boris Johnson this morning, and then you've had it's just on and on and on. Both sides, boring. So tonight, let's just no, thank you. We'll have none of that. Anything else goes. Tony, stay there. Come to you in a minute. Julie's on the line. Evening, Julie.
Good evening, Iain.
Good evening, Julie.
I was phoning in to say that I'd fallen asleep on the phone, but do you know what? You said something that I would really like to ask you about.
Yes.
And that is, you said going to hell in a handcart.
Yes.
I know that going to hell in a handcart means kind of going to hell quickly, but why a handcart?
Oh, well, that's a really good... that's a good question. I don't know.
Because some people say going to hell in a handbasket as well.
Well, those people are wrong, and they're the reason we're going to hell in a handcart, because they think it's handbaskets.
I don't the relevance of a handcart.
Here's something, Julie. After yesterday, we discovered there are only 5 colours in the rainbow, despite the songs and the Richard Vilke Battle in Vain saying there are 7. And there are made-up colours, magenta, which we can't actually see. Call it to someone, right? I would like to blow your mind again, Julie. Would you mind?
Do it. Go on.
I'm gonna mumble something.
Oh, God.
And I want you to tell me what I've just said.
Okay.
Bits and bobs.
Bits and bobs?
What was that?
Bits and bobs?
Boom! That's not what it is! That's not what it is! Do you want to know Do you want to know what the phrase really is? Catherine knows, because she's smart like me.
Can you do it again?
Well, no, you've got the right... You picked up on the right phrase, and that's what everyone says. Everyone says bits and bobs. My little boy for Father's Day made me this lovely... it's like a ladybird with a clip on it, and it's got a little sign that says, for bits and bobs. And I was furious. I almost threw it in his face. Like, he's only 4 and he's fractured his foot.
Why? What is it then?
Bibs and bobs.
No.
Yeah?
Why bibs, though?
Well, why bits?
Because it's small bits that you put together in one place.
Well, it's not. It's bibs and bobs.
Oh.
It's actually bibs and bobs. Mind just blown, Julie, huh?
It is.
Yeah?
It is blown.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what to say now.
You don't need to say anything. That's what I'm here for. 08444991000. I'm here to blow people's minds, guys. And I'm happy to do it. Tony's on the line. Good evening, Tony.
Oh, hello, Ian. Found you at last.
Sorry?
I found you at last.
Well, you found me. Did you lose me?
I did, yeah.
Well, you found me.
I lost you on the previous job.
Oh, the old BBC, when they shafted me. Yes, well, 3CR. No, well, yes, no, I'm here. And have you only just found me?
Yes, I have.
Oh, beautiful.
Must get a smartphone. Otherwise, I could have had more time listening to you.
Well, it doesn't matter. You've missed nothing. We've been warming up. We've been kind of idling. Our engines have been idling, waiting. We're going, we can't do this properly until Tony finds us. Tony's found us. Let's do it properly.
Okay, here we go then, Ian. Full speed ahead,
Yes,
and we'll take off. And if the sound of a ZX81 program loading won't wake him up, nothing will.
Well, nothing will. Yes.
Go on. I was going to say, I think I recognise that. Was that the Flight Simulator program?
No, it wasn't. It was a program. It was brilliant. It's genius, right? It's by Chris Seavey, who was Frank Sidebottom, and he wrote. So you would load the game up, then you would turn the tape over, and it would tell you to press play on the cassette player and the space bar at the same time, and then the song would play through the cassette, and the computer, the ZX81, would do a video that went along with the song.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh,
genius. Utter genius. Do you know what? Was it Dan, I think, who sent me the link for that? Yes, it was. Thank you, Dan. I'm going to retweet that link in a second, because, honestly, watch it. It is flipping brilliant. Chris Seavey was brilliant, right? They were skint. And his wife gave him the money to go and pay the gas bill in the early 80s. He says, go to the gas board. This is when there was a gas board. And go and pay the gas bill. This is all Alan! No. This is all the money we've got, right? So he went off to pay the gas bill, and he came back with a W.H. Smith's bag. And she said, what have you bought, Chris? He went, I bought a ZX81. It cost about 120 quid in those days, I think. She said, well, that was the gas money. He said, no. We're going to be millionaires writing video games. Oh, man! Imagine, that's a true story. Imagine living with that.
Oh, wonderful. Frank Sidebottom was brilliant.
Oh, he was wonderful. I miss him so much. He was such a
Yeah, I didn't know he'd passed on.
Yeah.
Kamikaze pilots then, Ian.
Yeah, go on.
Right, I think they do, the religion is Shinto in Japan, and they were making the ultimate sacrifice for the emperor, I believe. I'm not sure. But
then what was the was it Hirohito? I make up it was Hirohito.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. But then what was their reward?
Well, only service for the emperor, who was the ultimate person within within the religion and within Japan.
So that's it. Service of the emperor. You didn't get.
I think so. Yeah,
the kids didn't get made into sirs or anything
like that.
That's outrageous. But yet they did it.
They certainly did.
They did it. The Japanese race is still generalisation coming here, guys. Still more subservient. Than other races.
That's right. I like that comment you made about the wheelchair user who missed.
Yeah. In Curb Your Enthusiasm.
There's another Douglas Adams saying as well. I think it's I can't remember. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The secret of flying is to throw yourself at the ground and miss.
Oh, blimey.
Oh, you haven't heard that one then?
No, I've not heard that one. I'm going to go and drop some LSD 25, and I'm going to try it. Tony, I'm glad you found us. Thank you, mate. It's good to hear your voice. Every Monday to Friday, 10 till 1. Let me give you two of the ways you can enjoy this show. You can go to talkradio.co.uk. You can listen online. If you're listening there, by the way, if you're listening like on your smartphone or something like that, or you're on Periscope, if you go to talkradio.co.uk and just leave the window open, it gets my figures up a little bit. That's nice. Or you can download the Talk Radio smartphone app, guys. The Talk Radio smartphone app. I've got it. And it's on page 1, I think, of my smartphone apps. Not all of them are. Oh, I did, Alan? No. I downloaded one of those Couch to 5K apps. I paid for it. There were loads of free ones, and I paid £2.79 for one, because I thought, that'll be better. That'll make me fitter faster. Because I'm losing a bit of weight. Trying to. No, I'm losing weight. And so I went for kind of my first run today. Can I have an out time, please, Josh, from you have a moment? Went for my first run today using the app, short for application. And actually, thank you, it was less... I ran less than I've been running before, but I ran 2.63 kilometres. It's quite simple. They do the thing where you walk. Oh, jeez. That is disgusting. They do the thing... I will tell you in a minute. Simon's waiting to come on. Evening, Simon. Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
What you got for us, boss?
How you doing? Hey, I just wanted to say, I don't know if you remember, I phoned a couple of weeks ago about, I told you about that Mandela effect, but you just did one yourself, the Bibs and Bobs.
Bibs and Bobs, yes, Bibs and Bobs. I mean, I don't know where it originates from, and I always hesitate slightly doing the origins of words and phrases, because it feels a little bit Mike Sticking to me.
Okay.
But if you know where Bibs and Bobs come from, then spew.
I don't know where Bibs and Bobs comes from, but I do know that everyone thinks it's Bits and Bobs, but now suddenly it's Bibs and Bobs. But there's other examples.
Go on.
Right. You know, Luke, I am your father from Star Wars?
Oh, no, hang on a minute. You're the fella, the alternate timelines fella.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's I am your father, Luke.
It's no, I am your father. Check it out. He never says, Luke, I am your father. It's no, I am your father.
Okay, but that's just misremembered quotes. That doesn't mean we're in an alternate timeline.
Yeah, okay. You remember, what's it called? You know, what's the Field of Dreams? You seen the film?
No.
You've seen Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come.
I've not seen it.
You haven't seen Field of Dreams?
I've not seen Field of Dreams. That's not me being obtuse. I genuinely haven't seen Field of Dreams. It's about ghosts, isn't it?
Don't know, I haven't seen it. Have you seen Jaws?
Have you seen Field of Dreams?
Yeah, but it must have been when I was about 9.
Is it about ghosts or not? Why are you censoring?
I think he builds a baseball pitch for ghosts.
Truth. You couldn't take the truth.
That's Few Good Men.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's just I just made
Handel.
that one. Handel's Messiah. Okay, go on. Give us another one.
Okay, Jaws. Have you seen Jaws?
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
It's not. It's you are going to need a bigger boat.
Oh, come on, mate. Now you...
Google it. Google the script.
Okay, so... Well, hang on. Google the script, but what... All right, hang on. All right. But even still, it's a tiny Jaws. You're gonna... All right, let's... Okay, let's... Okay, let's play... Oh, we might be... Let's see if... Okay, hang on, let's see if we can squeeze this in. I'm going to skip forward a bit.
And
hang on. We're deciding your future here. I've got the scene from Jaws. Here we go. Here we go. What's he going to say?
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Thank you very much indeed.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, not we're.
No, you... I said you're.
No, you said we're.
Did I say we're or I said you're going to need a bigger boat?
No, you said we're. This is...
Get out of town, Simon, you lying little toe rag.
Talk Radio. Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Oh, let me find a song to play. Dear. You're listening to Iain Lee on Talk Radio. 0844 499 1000 is the phone number. I'm just trying to... It's 6 years since Frank Sidebottom passed. So, I'm trying to find some nice Frank Sidebottom songs to play. I haven't got all the songs on my computer, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'll play them. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a good one. Here we go. This is... Thank you. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. That's Alan Caddick. You voted for him to stay. This is your doing, dear listener. It's not my doing. This is your doing. You did this. I was quite happy for him to go. You did this. You made this happen, guys. You made this happen. Gatford's on the line. Good evening, Gatford.
Evening. I've got 2 ways to wake Alan up, which I think will work.
Yes.
I've known Alan for 8 years.
You're gonna wiggle your bum at him?
No.
Okay.
Phrases that I think will work. Number 1, the catchphrase.
Yep.
Alan, excuse me.
Excuse me! Excuse me!
Excuse me!
Excuse me! Excuse me!
Really deep. The other one is to let him know that Kathy Barry's at the door.
Who's Kathy Barry?
Someone it's a lady he likes. He's been on about her before.
How could... I'm trying to picture the scene, right?
Yeah.
He's not on speakerphone.
No, I reckon that he's lying with his phone to the ear, but his mouth to the phone, but his ear nowhere near the ear bit.
Yeah.
Like not on hands-free, but not really listening. It's quite melodic.
I know, but you try sleeping next to that all night, every night.
Yeah.
Flipping heck.
Yeah, it wouldn't work.
He can,
Snore for Britain?
Yeah, you can get those things. No, sorry, I've just dropped one and it's just thrown me off my... I haven't, it's just knocked me for 6 a little bit. I wasn't expecting that. You can get those strips. We mentioned these yesterday, these strips. Don't come in, Kath.
Oh, what, the things on the nose?
She's spraying the air freshener in. I think a rat may have crawled up my bottom and died, judging by what's going on.
Oh, no.
The snore strips that also help if you've got a cold.
Those. They don't work.
Oh, they work for me?
Do they?
It may be, and I'm going to say this with love and affection because you're a fat man.
Go.
No, but it could be, couldn't it? Why do fat men snore so much? What is it? Is it the flap at the back of your throat?
I assume so, yeah. I assume it's that when we lie down, the fat just wobbles, and that's the sound.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jonathan's not very clued up on his WWE either, because if he knows anything, he should know that Roman Reigns has now been suspended for 30 days for drug use. So, really, he shouldn't be complaining.
Oh, dear.
So, Jonathan does not know what you're talking about on air or on Twitter.
People are saying, did you know that Alan was snoring during the news? Well... are you getting in trouble for this? Well, it's been great working here, guys.
Not again.
They'll be somewhere else. They'll always be somewhere else.
Follow you anywhere else.
No. This is it. After this, it's John Gaunt's podcasts.
Oh my word,
man alive. We'll see what happens. It's weird, Alan, because Alan Gatford, sorry.
Yes.
You know, I'm a huge radio fan. Right? I'm a proper radio geek, and on Radio 4 Sunday nights, and I guess the first one went out this weekend. I must listen to it because it was the programme I wanted to do. Basically, it was this woman whose name escapes me. Apologies. Who's been broadcasting for years, and she has kind of done like a series as to why radio is so powerful. It's a shame the series has started because I'm sure the last 40 minutes of this show would have made it into the final edit.
Maybe they can get it into a last episode or something.
Maybe.
Extra.
And it's the show I wanted to do. I did the Iain Lee versus radio, and I give these talks, which is about why I'm so passionate about radio, and I always wanted to do a show on Radio 4 about it. Never mind. But today has been really hard. It's been hard to listen to radio because it's all been about Brexit, right? And I listen to speech radio. I don't listen to music radio.
Yeah.
It's all been about Brexit, right? And I know
even the music radio is Brexit.
Were they? I mean, hang on a minute. That doesn't sound healthy.
No.
I mean, and I know it's a big thing, right? But it's everywhere. And guess what, right? It's really boring. And I've said this from day one. I don't know if people are that interested in it. I think the media, the newspapers, the radio stations are having, they're wetting their pants over it. But I don't think the ordinary person is that bothered, are they?
What's going to be interesting is, and it's not going to happen until Thursday, it's probably not going to happen until about Monday, maybe Monday week.
Yeah. What
happens next? What they talk about next for 8 hours on certain other radio stations, when it's over, when the decision's made and the fallout's happened. What would Frank make of Brexit?
I don't know.
Oh, that'd be good. I'd like to hear Frank sing.
But I've been trying to drive to London, then drive home, then drive somewhere else, then drive here, and all of the, so I've driven all over the place. I've been in the car a lot, and I couldn't listen to talk. I couldn't listen to LBC.
Nope.
I listened to a bit of Radio 4, but then I couldn't listen to PM. And it's just been a really sad day for radio, man. It's been awful.
And Thursday's going to be just as bad, isn't it?
No.
You're going to get...
No, no.
Through the roof.
Thursday day, up until 10 PM, it's going to be brilliant, because we're not allowed to talk about it. Come 10 PM, though, then boom, it's going to be all over the place again, except on this show. And you're right, LBC are doing a Brexit special, 10 o'clock on Thursday night. So I'm so excited, because we're just going to get so many new listeners, which is great, because then I'll be able to talk to you properly about Brexit and tell you what. No, of course I won't.
No, I wouldn't like that. My abiding memory of Frank was the time I got to speak to him on your show.
Yeah.
And to join in on the song. I miss him as well. Not in the same way, because I didn't know him in the same way that you did.
I didn't know him particularly well.
But you got to know him. But the very first Triple M that I listened to, which was not used to do for anyone who's not familiar, was Frank. And you have never caught so much on the air, because he would just go, "Oh yes," and you would just laugh your head off.
The thing was, the first time he did it with me, he had the head on. And it turns out he can't see out of the head very well. Right? If you ever watch a Frank video, and you know that he's pretty much blind in that head, it starts to make a lot more sense. He can't see anything with the head on, right? Because his tiny eyes, and they're covered. So, and also he can't hear it as well. So he's deaf and blind, basically, when he's got the head on. And again, if you watch a video of it, it makes so much more sense, right? So and that's partly why I was laughing, because he didn't have a clue what was going on. The later ones he didn't wear the head, and we would turn the webcam off.
Over the head.
I think he held the headphones up.
That would have been good.
But the later times he came on, we turned the webcam off, and he just would wrap he had gaffer tape around his nose to give him that voice. He would just put a load of gaffer tape around his nose, and he would do it like that.
I remember that one of your producers really didn't like him.
Davis, I know, and I told him off on air for being rude.
No one liked him. So
he's doing spinning classes. I know. Gaffer, listen, thank you very much indeed. 0844 499 1000. First lady of the night, it's Lady Caddick. It's Anna. Good evening, Anna.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, Lady Caddick.
Oh, Lady Caddick, am I?
Well, yes, because you for a long time competed to be the first caller of the night.
I've sacked tonight, though.
Well, yeah, but then Alan's given up on it, and you've given up on it. It's like you two are in sync. You're in. Oh,
is that him actually snoring?
Yes, he's on the line now. Yeah, he's been on the line for well over an hour.
Well,
he's been on since 10 o'clock, so he's been on for an hour.
Alan.
All right, here's the thing, right? Here's what we'll do. I've just worked it out. This is the best competition we've ever had on radio, right? Ages ago, we had a book to give away, the Tommy James book, Me, the Mob, and the Music. It's a brilliant book, and we never gave it away. The person that can either wake Alan up or is on the phone when Alan wakes up will win that book. How about that, huh? He's up for it.
Alan, do you want a date?
Offer to play with his willy.
No, I'm not going to do that.
You can't do that. What have you got for us, Anna?
So, what is your show doing tonight? What are you doing?
Well, what are you doing? Because that sentence isn't English. What is the show doing tonight?
What is going on tonight?
I don't really know. We're talking about kamikaze pilots and suicide bombers. We're talking about Frank Sidebottom. We're talking about, I've got this running app. I'm using this running app now. Day one, I need to put, that's what I was going to do in the office instead of prep for the show. I need to put music on my phone, right? Because I've got no music on my phone. I don't use it. I use it to make phone calls.
Yeah.
So I was using the running app. I've only got 2 songs on there, and they're ballads, slow ballads, romantic ballads for when I'm in the mood. And so I had to do it to silence, right? And every 3 minutes, you get this American robot going, "You're doing great!"
So are you like running upstairs? And...
No, I took the dog out for a walk, and you walk for 5 minutes warm up. It's easy, man. Walk for 5 minutes warm up. Then you run for a minute. Then you walk for a minute and a half. Then you run for a minute. Then you walk for a minute and a half. And you do that for 25 minutes. Then you walk off. And then the last 5 minutes, I think, is you just walk for 5 minutes to warm down. Well, I didn't even bother with that. Everyone knows you don't need to do warm downs when you do exercises. That's for babies. And although I feel quite stiff. I don't know if there's anything. And just every few minutes. That's fantastic running! They actually said that. She said it to me. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing I did, right? I'm going to use the dump button. Let's hope it works, right? You're going to hear this, Periscopers. You'll hear this, Hannah. You'll hear this, Alan. The listener won't hear it, right? So every time she said that, Hannah, I came up with...
I hope you dumped it.
I hope we dumped it. Well, the button's lit up. Josh has given me the double thumbs up. That either means yes, it's dumped, or yes, his plan to get me the sack by disabling the dump system has worked.
Caddick, did you hear that? Caddick!
Hang on. Is he talking in his sleep, or is he dying?
Kadonk.
Oh, do you know what, Hannah? I hate to say it. I think that's the funniest thing you've ever said. The comic timing there was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome. Anything else?
No, that's it for now.
All right, we'll speak to you later on. Thank you. Luke and Guy, stay there. 0844 499 1000.
Got cold pound of chips here.
Yeah.
We prepared earlier.
Yeah.
Right. We're going to put them into the pan.
How long have they been out of
It's
water?
a video of
They've been out
chips
of water
being
an hour.
fried.
Right,
This
okay.
might wake him. Thanks to
You
Lino
think
for
a
this.
good hour out of water?
Yeah, so they're nice and dry.
Yeah.
And so you're not wet
Yeah,
all
good,
over.
yeah.
We're gonna
It's
put them in
chips,
the pan.
Alan!
Yeah.
Into a
Got
corner
chips for your tea!
and pour the bucket away from you.
Right, yeah.
So you don't get any cash spot back.
Chips for tea, Alan! He's just putting them in
Pour the
now!
bucket in. It's important now to close the lid.
Yeah.
Alan, chips! Okay. Whoever is on the line when Alan wakes up, or whoever wakes him up, will win a copy of the Tommy James book. I cannot say fairer than that. It's the best competition ever. Someone has just tweeted, thank you, Stephen. Stephen gets it. Not everyone gets it, right? Not everyone gets this show. And that is brilliant. Stephen gets it. The perfect antidote to that boring political debate is talk radio right now, Frank Sidebottom songs and a real sleeping Caddick. I mean, yeah, he gets it. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that. That's a perfect summary. If we could send it off to the Radio Times, so that can be the description. Luke, stay there. Let's go to Guy. Good evening, Guy. Guy? Oh, he's not asleep as well, is he? Guy? I think we've lost Guy. Okay. Let's go to Luke. Evening, Luke.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
Yeah, a couple of quick things. I've just done a drawing for you lot at Talk Radio. Another drawing. I don't know if you've seen it.
Now, I did see it. It's excellent. Who is it of?
Well, anyone really.
Oh.
So I thought, yeah, I'll just put hip, hip, hip on for
I like that. It's nice. That it's again, it's the big eyes that look like Kate Garraway's boobs.
Fair dues to that.
Fair dues to that.
And
yes.
Another way to try and wake me old booty up is download one of them air horns to your phone, like the apps.
Oh yeah, hang on a minute. Let me get.
See if they can wake him up. Them air horns.
Hang on a minute. That is an excellent suggestion. If this works, then there we go. This okay. If this works, then you win the prize. Here we go.
Fair dues.
Alan? Afraid not, Luke. I'm afraid you owe us. But I forgot to say, sorry. It's £5 an entry.
Fair dues. £5 will be on your way.
Hey! Looky, look. I'm feeling looky tonight. I'm feeling looky.
Fair dues.
Fair dues. Anything else?
Yeah, that's it. I thought I'd phone up, see if you got my drawings and try on that air horn. So, but obviously that don't work.
That didn't work. You had a good day, Luke. What have you been up to today?
Oh, I've been asleep.
Beautiful.
I work 7 nights a week, you see.
Yeah, of course.
So, and here's the best thing, I've still not heard from my missus.
Hey, she's still got the PlayStation 3, isn't it?
Yeah, PlayStation 3, my TV,
Now
my DVDs.
is the time. Now is the time, Luke, to go and buy an Xbox.
Oh, I've got PlayStation 4. But
Hey!
I can't even go online.
Nah, you want to get an Xbox, man. Get rid of that rubbish. Xbox is where it's at.
To be honest, mate, the only thing I want is a break. Because I'll work 7 nights a week. Man. I just need 2 weeks back in Vegas where I belong.
What? Whoa. Hang on a minute. Vegas is one of the worst places in the world. Why do you think you belong in Vegas?
I love the place.
Why? It's a hellhole in the middle of the desert where all the whole economy is based on gambling and prostitution.
Fair dues. But there's no wrong with a bit of gambling.
Am I the only person in the world, right? We went to Vegas to do some filming. I hated it, right? And we went to a Hooters. You know Hooters?
Yeah, that was because I stopped next door to the hotel of Hooters.
Yeah, we went to Hooters, right? And Hooters, for those who don't know, it's young women with big hooters wearing tight tops that says Hooters and tight hot pants, right?
Yep.
And we didn't really want to go there. I don't know why we ended up there. We had a lady director. I don't know why we ended up there. I think it was literally we had to eat quickly, and that was the place that was there. I got served by a bloke.
You're joking.
In Hooters. Yeah, and he had the outfit on, the tight top, the tight hot pants. Now listen, you know, I'm happy-go-lucky kind of guy, but everyone else was getting served by the Hooters girls. I got served by the Hooters guy.
Well, that sounds a bit strange, that does.
That sounds unfair.
Yeah. But last time I went with my partner a few years ago, he's still going, isn't he?
He's going. Yeah, he's going.
We tried to go into Planet Hollywood.
Yeah.
But we got turned away. Apparently, what's his name with that? Justin Timberlake and Rihanna.
Oh, really? Yeah. So you got turned away because they were there?
Yeah, but
isn't it nice to know?
Isn't it nice for miles?
Isn't it nice to know that multimillionaires are just as tacky as we are?
Yep. That's the reason why I'm having to work 7 nights a week on a stupid minimum wage where the government don't give up. You know.
Here's the thing. Right. I've got beef with this guy now, and I've been thinking about this a lot, and this is official, right? The new James Bond, Tom Hiddleston.
Yep.
Going out with Taylor Swift, all right? And it turns out, and I didn't realise this until I saw the picture of them together. Turns out I actually have a thing for Taylor. And, I felt jealousy when I looked at the pictures of Hiddleston and Taylor together, right? Well, you go to page 18 and 19 of the Sun, and there's a spread of him in his pants, right? And he's got an armadillo shoved down there. To quote Spinal Tap, that's not real. And also, he's got to be careful because there's no button on those pants. That's not a button fly. So at any moment, that could pop out. And he's there in his pants. He's not that good looking. I don't get it. He's not that good looking. He's going bald, right? He'll be bald in 5 years, you mark my words, right? He's not buff or anything. There's nothing special about the fella at all. Will you shut up, Alan? There's nothing special about the fella at all. Bond front runner, Tom Hiddleston. I mean, his name, Tom Hiddleston. I mean, not even a good name. Excuse me. Shows he's got what it takes to fill Daniel Craig's famous blue trunks. Never wear another man's trunks. As he poses in a pair of boxers. Tom, 35, he looks older than me, let the world spy his credentials in an undie and cover bedroom shoot for W magazine. There's not a magazine called W. The posh actor, that's irrelevant. Well, the acting bit isn't, the posh bit is. Whose romance with US pop superstar Taylor Swift is used to stripping off for the camera. He flashed his bum several times in hit BBC series The Night Manager. Yeah, I mean, this guy's a joke. This Tom Hiddleston's a joke. I've never seen the fella act. I bet he's rubbish. I bet I could probably act better than him, Luke.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this, you'll laugh at this.
Yeah,
a few years ago,
I bet I won't.
Right, where I used to work,
yeah,
because I'm a security guard, I used to do retail.
Yeah.
And then one day I turned up, and I didn't know one of the best ever goalkeepers for England were coming to sign autographs.
Oh, you're joking.
Peter Shilton.
Peter Shiltsy. Gotta be careful how you say that. Shiltsy was coming in.
Yeah, and I was just like gobsmacked, so I quickly sent my dad a text message. And the best thing about it is I got a reply back, because I didn't know my dad used to go to school with him. You see? And my dad sent me a text message saying, does he still wear women's makeup? So I asked him.
Oh, blimey. And does Shiltsy wear makeup?
He used to when he was
a transsexual. Is that what you're going to say? How does that story end?
No, and I used to meet a few other players as well.
Yes.
And there's a few other people who I've met, but I'm not going to mention them.
Don't mention any names, no pack drill. Tom, stay there. This is Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio. Now would be an excellent chance to book your call on the show. 0844 499 1000. Alan, we call you back is your line, you muppet.
We have ways of making you talk.
0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. Alan Caddick has been on the line now for an hour and a half, and he's been asleep for an hour and 15 minutes of that. What are we talking about? Kamikaze pilots, suicide bombers, Frank Sidebottom. Basically, anything apart from the referendum, because it's really, really boring and everyone else is talking about it all the time. It was so miserable driving around in my car today. And the Stone Roses CD I ordered turned up and I can't find it. It's in the car. I think I put it in the car, but I can't find it. So I had to, oh man, it's a nightmare. Tom's on the line. Evening, Tom.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Good, thank you, boss. What you got for us?
Well, I just rang because I've been listening to you for about 7 or 8 years now. I'm 18, and I always said that I'd give you a call when I'm done at school, so I feel like an adult when I call you.
Wow.
And I have my final exam today, so I thought I'd give you a bell.
Hey, that'll do, wouldn't it? What exam did you have?
I had my History of Art A-level today.
How did that go?
It was alright.
History of Art?
Yeah, man.
Hey, flipping it. Hey, you kids are a lot brighter than when I was at school. Shut up, Alan.
I've always been told I'm a thickhead for doing it, to be honest. It's meant to be a DOS subject.
History of Art is a DOS subject. Well, okay, well, give me one of the questions.
Alright, so one of them was talking about depictions of Christ and the renderings of religious scenes through the depictions of Christ in the 13th and 14th century.
Okay, yeah. That sounds like a right DOS. I mean, I could answer that. I'm not going to because it would be unfair. It would be unfair on people. But yeah, you're right. That's a DOS subject.
Well, I don't know. I enjoy it, to be honest.
Yeah, hey, listen, that sounds good. But how did you think you got on? You got on?
Yeah, it was all right to be. Yeah, I walked away. I mean, I went out for a drink afterwards, which is what I was looking forward to in the last 20 minutes or so of the exam.
You went for a drink in the last 20 minutes of the exam?
No. During the last 20 minutes. When
I was a kid, right, we used to go boozing. We used to go boozing at 14, right, okay? I'm not encouraging it, I'm not, you know, these things happen, right? And
no, of course.
They talk about binge drinking now. We were binge drinking when we were but there was a pub where, when we were 16, that we could go to, and the pupils would sit at one end, and the teachers would sit at the other end.
Oh, man.
And, you know, it was a very select few teachers. I mean, you know, it wasn't all of them. And you know, in fact, I remember going on a school trip with Mr. Wigington, who wore sandals and socks.
Right.
And he bought me a pint of real ale. Yeah.
I can't mention the school I go to, but because I'll get my teachers in trouble, but I went on a school trip, and my history of art teacher, as a matter of fact, got very drunk and passed out on my shoulder and was dribbling down my front because she was so drunk.
I mean, isn't the world just such a naughty place? I mean,
and they talk about broken Britain being our fault.
Yeah, well, no, it's my fault. It's my fault, Tom. I apologise. I absolutely apologise.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, have you got anything for the show, or you're probably aware? So you used to listen on LBC, did you?
I listened to absolutely. I accidentally downloaded your podcast when I was about 10 years old. 10 years old, maybe 11, 12.
Wow.
And I listened to it, and I heard Alan Caddick and Vinny talking about Lex the homosexual ghost.
Lex the homosexual ghost. Yes, that was a regular occurrence.
Feature.
Yes, yeah. Well, no, let's not say feature, but yes, Lex the homosexual ghost would pop up from time to time.
And you had Davis, the producer, and I was just hooked from about then.
Wow, that's cool. I get a lot of people, right, that there are quite a few people in radio that are really snobby about kids listening to their show, and I get people saying, why do you have kids phoning up your show? I love it. You know, because I remember, a little bit older than 10, 11, but I remember being a 14-year-old boy and finding my thing on the radio, my show on the radio that I would listen to, right?
Yeah.
And loving it. And absolutely loving it in a way that I think only a 14, 15-year-old boy can do. I think it's slightly different for girls. I think they have a slightly different attachment to
that's very true.
To radio shows. And so it thrills me to hear you say you downloaded my podcast by accident at the age of 10 or 11 and got it. It thrills me to think that there are 13, 14-year-old boys and girls listening in bed now with, you know, I like to romantically think that they've got their iPhone, you know, their headphones in their ears and they're listening when they should be going to sleep. Or they download the podcast. I think that's brilliant.
It's wonderful. Because it's also part of life that you don't... I mean, being sort of a kid these days, you're plugged into your iPad half the time or watching the telly and it's soundbite after soundbite, but actually plugging yourself into the radio and hearing... Because your show is so sort of... And it has always been kind of unorthodox, I would say. I don't know if that's an insult, but like...
No, I'll tell you.
It's not the mainstream, and I love that because you get blasted by information 24/7 by BBC News and you know, BBC News, but you know, Sky News, whatever.
Yeah.
And you listen to your show, and it's sort of like, you know, this is how it should be, just relaxing and sort of slowing time down, I guess.
This is how I like it to be, and I'm glad there are other shows, because it means my show stands out as being something slightly different, and I like listening to other shows. I love listening to John Holmes, or a bit of Sam Delaney. I love listening to Nick Ferrari and James O'Brien. You know, I like those kind of shows as well, but I'm really, do you know, I'm really lucky, Tom. I had 3 or 4 years sort of in the wilderness, and that's not in any way disrespect to my listeners, but where I was in BBC Local Radio. But I'm glad I did it, because I learned so many new and different skills there, which mean that I think that this show, the talk radio show, is like light years ahead of anything I did on LBC or Absolute, you know, like just light years ahead of it.
Yeah.
And we're still warming up. Me and Catherine, we're still warming up. This isn't the finished product by a long way.
Oh, it makes me so happy too, because it's evolving. I started listening. I remember listening to your... How long ago was it? A couple of weeks ago. Oh, hello. And I loved it.
Well, listen, Tom, I'm going to let you go because the line's breaking up. I'm so pleased you called us. Call again, won't you, mate?
I will do. Thank you very much for having me.
Nice one, man. Thank you very much indeed. The line was going a little bit ropey-dopey there, so we moved on. But I love it. Honestly, I remember Nana Rayburn. When I was at LBC, I did not get on with Nana at all. Partly because I called her That's just partly because I called her Nana all the time. But she would refer to my show as a kids show. And coming up after mine, it's the kids show. And it used to really annoy me. There is a difference between childish and childlike. And, we had a childlike wonder. And I like to think this show kind of has a childlike wonder about it. And it's nonsense, but none of this matters. We've established that, haven't we? We've established that quite some time ago. None of this matters. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take a break and then we'll start the calls to air a little bit early. Should we do that? We did that yesterday and that seemed to work quite nicely. Let's do that. All right, let's have a quick break, please, Josh. 0844 499 1000. Caddick is still on the line. That's you voted for him to stay, guys. This is your doing. We'll take calls straight to air. We normally do it at midnight, but I've just noticed yesterday and a couple of nights last week the calls sort of drying up a little bit round about now. It's funny, it's shifting. Up until about early last week, the calls would sort of stop at about 11:15. And then would kind of pick up again about 20 to 12, and that would carry us through to straight to air at 12, and then the last hour we would generally do all right with calls. And I've just noticed this week and a bit of last week that's kind of shifted a little bit. So let's see what happens. So the way this works now, and we have lots of people watching us on Periscope. Hello, Periscopers. What is Periscope? Well, you can watch the TV show. I've been ignoring you during the break. Sorry, I've been doing stuff. I've been selling records during the breaks on the internet. That's actually true. So I said a really weird text there about Harry Styles being not being circumcised. That's a strange one to get. Thanks. So if Periscope, you can watch periscope.tv/Iain Lee. And if all my Periscopers could swipe and share, that would be wonderful. But so the way this part of the show works is you call in, and I can see someone's calling in now. I'll come to you in a second. And I put you straight to air. You won't speak to Josh, who's been taking calls, or Catherine, who's been taking calls. You'll speak straight to me, and this doesn't happen anywhere else on radio at the moment. I'll warn you, though, don't swear. Don't be libelous. There is a 14-second delay, so we can get rid of any... If you think you're going to... It's very tempting to phone up and drop the F-bomb or something. Oh, cup of tea, thank you. But don't, because it won't get broadcast, and we'll just cut you off, and you'll end up, with egg on your face. Are you coming in? Yeah, just about. I've got something's died in me. Not feeling great. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hi, is this Brexit phone-in?
No, we're not talking about it!
Oh, sorry, man. Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip. We're not talking about it. Everyone else. This is really boring, isn't it? It's a bit stinky, isn't it? I'm not feeling very well.
No, I can tell.
Let me try this one. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hello, Dr. Schmillips here.
Hello, Dr. Schmillips. Oh, Dr. Schmillips.
Yes, sir.
Long time.
Now, it's been a few weeks.
Yes.
Now, I was watching a hilarious video on the cable car, and it reminded me of myself and my wife when we went to Disneyland.
Okay, I went on the Emirates cable car, which goes from Docklands to the arse end of London. I don't even know where it went to, and God knows why anyone would want to go there. It's horrible. And then came back, and I periscoped it, and it was the most terrifying experience I have ever had. It's not. Someone's put it on YouTube. It's not safe for work. NSFW.
It really isn't.
Very sweary. It's like it was my impression of the Trogs tape, which I've still not burnt for you on CD.
Can I get a little bit of impression of what you did in a sanitized version?
Please do, yeah.
Oh, pony. Intercourse.
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
Translate.
Yeah,
those are the words that were coming out of you.
Yeah, that's true. That's what happened, yes. And then Emirates retweeted it.
Had they watched it? Because
They did. They said thanks for enjoying the ride. Now they'd either not seen it, or they have the best sense of humour ever. Hey, one of our listeners was in the paper today, Lance at Waterstones Uxbridge, who tweets me a lot, right? And we went in. Me and Scott went in to see him. We were in Uxbridge. We went in to see him. He wasn't there, which makes me think he doesn't work there. And he tweeted something like, "It's
raining but warm.
It's raining but warm. Everyone, get your willies out
and come and see us."
And
he is in the middle of a Twitter storm.
It's a Ferrari. He was on.
Who printed it?
It was on the Mirror online. I think it was on a few other websites. And I really hope, right? The thing when something like that happens is sometimes it gets escalated, gets blown out of proportion. I really hope it doesn't, right? But I do hope that Lance gets sacked.
No.
Yeah, I do.
Why?
Because that is inappropriate.
Why?
That is inappropriate. Willies, come on.
They're not appropriate foot gear, are they?
No. Have you ever tried to put a willy on your foot?
No, the reason I mentioned is I have had a similar episode, as I was saying in
you had a willy on your foot?
Well, it could have been in an air balloon.
Yeah, you went on an air balloon,
and
yes.
My wife was in fits of laughter while I was crouching down in the basket.
Oh, yeah.
Not looking down anywhere. You can ask her if you want to ask her.
Is she there?
Yeah.
Well, I'll ask her.
I've actually converted her into listening. I converted my sister, my nephew.
All right, mate. Sounds like you sound like that fella who kept his daughter in his house for 30 years and ran a cult. You remember he got done recently, didn't he? Hello, Miss.
Dear, oh dear. No, Joseph Fritzl.
No.
This is Mrs. Schmullups.
Okay. Hello, Mrs. Schmullups.
Hi.
Hello, Mrs. Schmullups.
Hi.
So what happened in a hot air balloon, you wicked woman?
Okay, so it was a small trip. We just got married, and because we didn't have a honeymoon, so we decided to go for a short break to Paris.
Yeah.
And we went to Disneyland, and there was a massive hot air balloon. And I love, I just recently went paragliding. I love heights.
Oh God.
And so I convinced my husband. I said, "Come on, let's go." We got onto the hot air balloon, and this guy is crouching on the floor, and he's really, really scared. I'm like, "What the hell are you doing?" I was laughing at him because I never knew he was scared of heights.
How high did the basket come up to you on your body?
You know what? You won't believe this. It was actually the rope was attached to the ground. It wasn't. How high was it, Terry?
About 90 feet, 100 feet.
About 100 feet. The balloon did not. It didn't even travel. That was the worst.
Yeah, but 100 feet is still. You can still fall out of a balloon that's tethered and die. How the basket that you were stood in? What part of your body did the basket come up to? Your stomach? Your neck?
But then there was like a caging round it.
Oh.
There were children on there. Come on, there were children like that with 10 years old on there. And here's a grown-ass man, like, frightened.
I'm on his side.
I know, I saw your video. He made me watch it last night.
Oh, well, I apologise for the bad language. I mean, that was inappropriate, but I was in a bad mood anyway. I'm totally on his side. I mean, those hot air balloons, I just, oh God, what is the point of that? They don't look beautiful. They look horrendous. And they...
Oh, come on, you miserable swine.
What?
They're beautiful, serene, bobbing along in the blue, looking over the houses.
Among the skies.
And you can feel like, you're inconsequential.
All it takes is some kid with a pellet gun or a strong catapult, gets a strong catapult.
The Beano is not a terrorist manual.
Oh. Mrs. Schmillips. That was Alan, sorry.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to go now.
Thank you very much. No, don't worry, I'm going to cut you off.
He's slipping into REM.
Which one?
Wow.
One member of REM left, didn't they? Which one was it? Was it the one that had the brain tumour?
Can't remember.
There was Stipe, who's now looks like what David Letterman looks like now.
Beardy.
Mills. Buck. Peter Buck.
Yes.
Who's the drummer? And that was when they started getting noisy when the drummer left. There's the irony. They got noisy when the drummer left. And I don't remember his name. Oh, well, that's a shame. Yes, line one.
All right, Ian. It's Joke here. Ian.
Yes?
I'm the brother of Luke, what normally calls in Ian. Ian, I've done I've done a drawing for you, like.
Okay, but not another one, because you didn't do the first one.
No, that's right.
Yes.
No, I made a little slip there, Ian.
Yes, that's okay.
Because I'm Joke. I'm definitely not Luke.
Okay, Jake, yes.
It's of Ullum Caddick's Willie, like, Ian.
Okay, well, I'm sure that didn't take long to draw. Line 2, you're on the wireless. Oh, jeez, I don't want people just phoning up snoring all the time. Line 3, you're on the wireless.
Lady Caddick here.
Hello. You said that with real contempt.
Yes. Offering to play. Don't clip this.
Oh.
What?
Oh. Offering to play with Caddick's Willie.
He knew you were going to say that. That's why he started to rouse himself.
Alan? Say it again. Say, hello, Alan Caddick. Right, and Josh, can
No,
you...
no, because you're gonna clip it.
No.
We wouldn't do that.
No, can you just say, Alan Caddick, this is Anna, and I want to play with your Willie.
What?
What?
You know what to say. Come on.
Alan Caddick, this is Lady Caddick. I'd like to play with your Willie.
Well, unfortunately that's not worked, but luckily I've got a new ringtone now, so thanks very much indeed. We'll clip that, thank you, send that over. Line 2, you're on the wireless. Indeed.
Gosh, you can tell he's single. He would have had an elbow to the ribs and a kick in the crack from me by now.
08444991000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, we'll take calls straight to air for the rest of the show. This show feels like tonight feels like hard work tonight. Oh jeez, and that's the volume really low as well. He's just tonight feels like hard work.
It doesn't sound like hard work. The podcast's an absolute belter.
Okay, well that's good. I'm really tired tonight, and I came in bursting full of energy. And I was tired yesterday, but I'm tired tonight, and we've got another hour of this nonsense to do. We're not just bunk off early. Can the two mics not come in and shout at each other a bit earlier?
Just open Caddick's fader and go.
Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hi Ian, it's Nelson from the Norfolk.
Hey Nelson, how you doing, man? Every single time. Every single time.
What?
What was that, Alan? That's okay, Alan. I love you. I love you, Alan. Quick, talk dirty to him. Alan. No, louder.
Alan.
Talk dirty to him.
I don't know what to say to him.
Talk. He's waking.
Wake up, Alan.
I've
got something I want to show you.
Say, I like your pants, Alan. What's inside them?
Hey, Alan. I like your pants, Alan.
Oh, you've blown it.
It's not going to do anything, is it?
Blown it. Well, you could blow it. That would. Line 1, you're on the wireless. Oh God, no! Look, we can't just have people phoning up snoring. You know, I'm surprised I got away with it for this long. I'm expecting a strong email tomorrow from the boss. Yes, line 2. I can't hear what. Sorry, man, I can't hear what that is. The quality.
It's Anna Friel.
Anna Friel.
Anna Friel. Oh.
There we go.
Alan. No, he's
He's dead to the world. He's dead to the world. So I did this app. I paid £2.79 for it. There are loads of free ones, but for some reason I thought if you paid it'd be better.
Right, is this the running one?
Yeah. One of these couch to 5k ones, right?
That's excellent running.
Great running. You're doing great.
Who says that? Great running. That's what I say to my kids.
Nearly finished with your great running. The thing is as well, 2.63 kilometres I ran.
That's great running.
The thing is, right, as well, as I'm aware how ridiculous I look when I'm running.
Have you seen everyone else running?
Yeah, they look cool.
Right, no, they don't.
It's always, what is it? It's always, why are there so many, like, hot women in, like, black lycra leggings and gym tops and trainers jogging all the time these days?
Because gym tops and leggings are more available than they've ever been. If you look in the playground when I go and drop the kids off every morning, you'd think everyone was off to yoga.
Well, I'm not going to do that. That would be weird.
Well, yeah, exactly. But you'd think all the mums are off to yoga. They're not. It's just posh leggings. It's posh pyjamas.
Line 1. Oh. Yes, hello? Well, that's just someone blowing off. I'm not accepting that as, All right, this is what we'll do. Is we'll keep Adam for we'll keep Alan for the whole show.
It's too late now.
If necessary. This could be a world record. In fact, can we phone up the Guinness Book of Records and find out what the world record is for having a fat, unemployed man snoring on a phone-in show is? Because I can't believe... I mean, he's been on now for an hour and 35 minutes. That's... Alan? Alan? No, not a chance.
Alan.
That's got to be very, very close to a world record. Dear listener, this is Talk Radio. I am Iain Lee. We'll take more calls straight to air after this.
Talk Radio.
Okay, dear listener, the last hour of the show approaching. I think we've done pretty well to make this a Brexit-free zone. Let's continue. We'll look at the papers, although there ain't a lot in there, and we'll carry on this nonsense. Don't call just yet. I'll tell you when to call. Here's the news.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I keep forgetting to find a Frank Sidebottom song to play at the top of the thing. I haven't got my Frank Sidebottom songs with me on my computer, unfortunately. So, and I've got a really good one we can end on, a really nice one to end on, like a genuinely brilliant pop song. But is your mic on? Josh, don't forget, Catherine, thank you. 0844, this is Iain Lee, this is Talk Radio. Catherine is here as well.
Yeah, I am.
0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You're more than welcome to. We take calls straight to air. We can talk about anything you want, except for, and I don't do this very often, okay? I don't ban topics or talking points. I am banning all talk of the EU referendum. Because I'm just sick to the back teeth of it. And I've never been in. I'm boring. And so all talk of that is gone. There are other stations. You know that LBC will be doing it now, and they'll be doing it right through until midnight on Wednesday, Thursday morning, when they have to stop talking about it, and they'll be doing it on the drive home. Boring. So we don't do it very often, but we're banning that topic. Everything else goes. 0844 499 1000. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip. You're very quiet.
Oh, sorry, it's my dodgy headphones. Is that better?
No, you're very loud. Yes, thank you. Yes.
Yes, it was just offer my services to maybe coax Mr. Caddick out of his slumber.
Well, if you do, you win a book. So away you go. What technique are you going to employ?
Well, I thought I'd go from a mix of... I'm often normally called upon to either wake up my toddler daughter or try and wake up my pregnant missus and get up off the sofa and off to bed. So I'm going to try and a bit of a kind of a gentle coaxing.
All right, yeah, away you go. We'll leave you to it.
Alan. Morning. Morning, Pam. You've got a busy day. You need to be up and about. What have you dreamed about, Alan? Tell me about your dreams. Oh, Alan, it's a big day. There's a lady here. She wants to do things to your gentleman's area.
It's not. Do you say that to your missus when she's pregnant?
Well, no, I'm catering for the specific occasion.
You're freestyling,
Yeah,
okay.
you certainly wouldn't say that to a child.
I like that. It's not worked. If anything, he's gone deeper. But you've got a dodgy connection again. I'm going to cut you off before you fix it and send us both deaf. But a good effort.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, not good enough. Line 2, you're on the wireless. Hello. We can't hear you. Oh, flipping heck. Is that there? Oh, right, hang on a minute. Right, Josh, come on the microphone. Hang on a minute. Josh, tell us what just happened there, because that has to stop, because it keeps sending us
desk is having a bit of a moment.
All right, well, we've got to stop, because that is sending us both deaf. How do we fix this moment? Okay, faders are down. Flipping heck. Jeez, my ears. Twice. Hit it with a hammer. Kath, you go and help. See if you can sort out what's going on. We'll put the calls on hold for a second while we sort that. We can't have that. We can't have the tinnitus made even worse. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Just hold off for a second while we try and work out what's going on. We'll try and work out what's going on. Anyway, so this app. Oh, is it working? Okay, you can try calling in now, because we think we fixed it. 0844 499 1000. But yeah, I look stupid running, but I did it, and actually, I ran less than I ran the other day. And here's the thing, I'm freestyling a little bit by putting squats in. You know squats?
Yeah.
Not squat thrusts, squats.
Right.
Where you stand with your legs apart, feet facing forward, and you go down.
Mm-hmm.
That.
How often are you doing that?
Well, I did like 20.
Right. So you're running?
Yeah.
For a minute?
Yeah.
Walking for a minute?
Yeah, minute and a half you walk for.
And then you're doing that
I did the squats at the end today.
All right, yeah.
Did the squats at the end. And I did them the other day before I went to bed, right? I couldn't walk the next morning.
Well, that shows you're doing yourself some either good or damage.
I'm doing good or a mischief. Line 2, let's try you now.
Hi there, Ian. Sorry about that. Did I just deafen you with Frank Sidebottom?
It wasn't you. It was a technical error at our end. But if my tinnitus is any worse, then yes, I will be. My legal team will be contacting you.
I'll cut it out now. Then it was just the Monopoly song. I'm not sure if you heard it.
Oh no, we didn't. Play it again, because we played that. I was playing that to Kath before we came on, and it's a cracker. Go on.
Do you want me to play it down the phone? You can just find it on YouTube, I guess.
Oh, all right, we will do. Hang on. Did you play
my request for tonight?
The Monopoly song. All right, we'll play that. Thank you, caller. Here we go. We'll have that. Let's. Here we go. This is good. This is him doing the test card.
Now, because it's getting later in the middle of the night, so let's have a bit of fantastic bossa nova type music.
This is from when there's a Channel M, you know those regional channels that they were banging on about, right? That were obviously never going to succeed. And guess what, guys? Haven't succeeded. And all they do now is show repeats of Cash in the Attic. Well, Frank actually had a brilliant show on there that I was a guest on. And he came up with this brilliant plan where one night he was going to do the test card live. And he did. And it was wonderful.
Oh, I've got hotels and all the red ones and the green ones and all the yellow ones. He's not even got a light blue one, and he's not been past the waterworks. Take it away, Mick.
That caller just went. Well, there was a caller. Ah, there we go. We got a caller. Yes, line 2. You're on the wireless.
I've worked out Alan's game.
Oh yeah.
He's trying to be the first and only caller on the Julia Hartley-Brewer show tomorrow.
Hotel on Mayfair. I've got a hotel on Park Lane, the blue one. And little Frank's not even got a house on the old Kent Road. I've got hotels on all the red ones and all the yellow ones. He's not even got a light blue one, and he's not been past the waterworks. Like Jackie Charlton. Some players are small.
Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Oh, sweet Jesus Christ, I've gone deaf! What the bloody hell was that, you stupid woman? You just sent a sonic blast into my ears!
What is that? That was me, but what was that from?
Wasn't me.
That may be when I got tinnitus, because I've got tinnitus.
Someone Sonic Blast you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know they are. They really are. Right, everyone.
Here we go. Caddick, I don't know what that clip was from. The thing is, I've done so many things, most of them rubbish, that I don't really remember a lot of them. And it's always...
Oh, Christmas is really fantastic.
Okay.
I agree.
I was trying to find his Christmas medley. His Christmas medley is genius. Let's all sing the Christmas medley. Switch off your hi-fi, switch off your telly. Let's all sing the Christmas medley now. We Three Kings of Orient are one in a taxi, one in a car, one in a scooter.
Bib in a zooter.
Travelling, following
Smoking
yonder
a
star.
fat cigar, innit?
And he does his own style. But I can't, it's not on here, and I haven't got my Frank songs with me, which is a little bit annoying. Hitler's in the news.
Again?
Yeah. He's very popular.
Well, in some parts.
Well, yeah, he is very popular. Kate Lawler, who I used to work with, I love dearly, right? I think she's absolutely brilliant. She works downstairs now. And she keeps saying we should go out for dinner. I'm a little bit scared to go out with her for dinner. Because I've not seen her properly for years. When we presented a television show called Rise, right, and I kind of had to watch over her a bit, and I would reel her in if she was... Because she had never presented a TV show. She'd just won Big Brother. So
yeah.
This was the first kind of gig outside of that. And so I had to kind of reel her in a bit if she went too far. And I went away on holiday for a week.
Hang on, you reeled her in?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I know. And I went away on holiday for a week. And when I came back, there had been a big furore. Because she had said...
Oh.
Hitler was a great leader.
Right.
Now, the thing is, Hitler was a great leader. He was a great leader.
He was evil.
Yeah, he wasn't a great man, but he was a charismatic man, but he was a great leader. But of course, all the papers kind of pounced on that, and I found it hilarious. And they tore her apart. And I think, I'm sure that when I came back, this is how I remember it, but it was a long time ago. She mentioned it on air again, and she tried to explain what she said. And Hitler was a great leader. There's no denying it.
He was good at leading.
He was a blinding leader.
He got people to do all sorts.
Hey, but now that reminds me, I got all excited last week because 30 minutes of a previously unseen film had leaked onto the internet. It's a film I've not been obsessed with, but I have been
intrigued by.
Yeah. Right. Jerry Lewis, right? I'm a big Jerry Lewis fan. I know a lot of people find him irritating.
Yeah, me included.
Yeah, I know. I loved him as a kid. Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin. Go and watch Artists and Models. It's a masterclass in how to do that really slick comedy. It is absolutely wonderful, and there's not too much of the gurnings and the stuff like that. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Artists and Models is genius.
All right, I'll have a look.
But I used to like The Nutty Professor. I remember a weird film as well where he's a millionaire. Does anyone know the name of this film? Because I can't find it. Hiding a hair of it on the internet. He's a millionaire and he starts his own army to go off. He's too old to join the army or something, and he starts his own army, and I remember finding that hilarious as a kid. You've of course seen King of Comedy with him and Robert De Niro,
Yes,
which is brilliant.
yeah.
But
he's kind of playing himself.
Yeah.
In that.
Oh,
I
wait.
think it's what you're talking about, the gurning and the, it's the same reason I didn't like Jim Carrey for years.
Yeah.
I can't bear all that nonsense.
Oh, I used to love it, but I it's not for. I think Jerry Lewis might have been a boys' comedian. I think Artists and Models though is a brilliant film. 08444991000 by the way. Just because we're talking doesn't mean you can't call in. If I just missed a call, if I see you call in, we'll go straight to you. But in the mid-70s, he wrote, directed and starred in a film called The Clown That Cried. No one has ever, hardly anyone has ever seen this, right? He made this film. It was going to be his masterpiece, right? And then when it was finished, he realised he had made the ultimate bad taste stinker, right? I thought it was based on a true story. I don't think it is. I think it's a fictional story. And he plays a German clown around about the start of World War II. And he is rude about Hitler in a bar. So he gets thrown into a concentration camp, right? And he's on one side with the Germans, and on the other side are loads of Jewish children. And as he's a clown, he does like clowning for the kids, and they laugh, and the German guards beat him up for it, stuff like this. I feel uncomfortable talking about it. The premise of the film is he is then persuaded by the Germans that he will have his freedom if he will, as the clown character, guide the children into the gas chambers. This is a premise for a film.
This went through a meeting, at least one meeting.
Yeah. Millions of dollars spent on it, right? And and it's not based on a true. If it was based on a true story, you could go, but it's not. It's fictional. So he guides the children into the gas chambers, and then he's about to leave, and one little girl puts her hand out to him.
Oh, stop!
And he takes it, and he walks into the chamber with them, and the door is shut. And that's the end of the film. He made this film, and I realise we're a little bit. We'll go to a break in a second. He made this film, 1973-ish, and someone must have said to him, Jerry, you cannot show this film. This film is just wrong on so many levels, man. I know you think you're doing pathos and stuff. It's not. It's awful. So he pulled it. He got every single copy of the film and destroyed them all apart from one copy of the film. And there was a screening of it in the late 70s for a handful of people. Bizarrely, one of the people that saw it is Harry Shearer from Spinal Tap and the Simpsons and stuff. So he's done a few interviews about what the film was like. And Jerry Lewis had the only copy of the film. And then about last year, he gave that one copy of the film to the American Institute of Cinema or something, I don't know, on the proviso that it couldn't be released until, I think, 10 years after his death.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
Right. But somehow 30 minutes of this film have turned up online. I'll tell you about it after this. So this film is kind of languished in the vaults, and someone has reconstructed 30 minutes of this film, right? And it comes from, there was obviously a German documentary about it in, I'm going to say the 90s. And they've got some on-location footage. They've got some actual scenes from the film. They've got some cards that come up and explain, massive jumps in the plot. And then they've refilmed some of the scenes using the original German cast. Right. Jerry Lewis isn't in the refilm bits. And it really is as delightfully and deliciously wrong as I had always hoped it would be. It's just the weirdest. Which Way to the Front, by the way, is the film that was that. And thanks Lance on Twitter, who's trying to make up for. Oh no, it wasn't Lance. It was somebody else. Sorry, Lance. I don't think did. It's just the most. And the thing is, right, kids these days, you kids now. You can get everything, right? You can get everything. You can get everything in a minute as well. I'm asking the film question about this Jerry Lewis film. I couldn't remember. Someone's told me the title. I can go on Amazon now and buy it. It's there. It's a little bit too expensive, so I'm not going to. But you get everything now. When I was young growing up, and when I was in my 20s, in my 30s, I remember going to America in my 30s. and buying A Clockwork Orange on VHS video because we weren't allowed to have it over here because the Kubrick had banned it because he didn't like the reviews he got, so he pulled the plug. And in my 20s we couldn't watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is a film I love, one of my favourite films. The first Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a masterpiece.
Well, they made another one.
Oh, they remade it recently. Well, they made it about 10 years ago. The same director, Toe Hooper. But they did sequels. Yeah, they did.
Surely.
I think there are about 4 Chainsaw Massacre films. Dennis Hopper's in one of them. I mean, they're terrible. The first one is a masterpiece of the genre.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, it is wonderful. I mean, it's cheap and it's nasty and it set the trend for all of those slasher flicks. It really is a work of art. But the first time, I remember my parents had that when I was a kid, and then it got banned. So the first time I could see it was I was 22 years old. I had to go to Camden Market and buy a bootleg copy of it. There was someone selling bootleg copies, so I had a 5th generation copy of it that was almost unwatchable. But I watched it. Same with The Exorcist. We weren't allowed to. You couldn't get The Exorcist. Rubbish film, anyway.
I went to the cinema at midnight to watch that. Everyone was laughing.
Yeah.
My parents told me the horror of, seeing it back when they were kids.
Yeah.
And being terrified for days,
Yeah.
And we all went and we were laughing because we were a more callous generation. I guess we'd see more stuff.
We'd see more stuff by that point. We were less. It's less easy to shock. Another one was Driller Killer, which is not actually a very good film, but again, it was banned. They got banned in the 80s under the heading Video Nasties. So we kind of lost all of these films. But now, I mean, if I wanted to watch, I remember a friend of mine phoning me up and saying, Ian, you're not going to believe what's on Channel 4 now. They're showing Driller Killer on the telly.
Because do you remember, Video Nasties were like blamed for things that now violent video games get blamed for. Before that, it would have been terrible novels.
0844 499 1000. By the way, when we're sitting here chatting, I often worry that it scares people off calling. You can call in as soon as I see. As soon as I see you, the lines light up, I will tap the screen and you will come straight to air. So don't worry. Don't worry about that. Anyway, the reason we're talking about Driller Killer is because of Adolf Hitler. Alan! Alan! Alan, it's the police. You're under arrest. We found that computer you used at the cafe, internet cafe. Yeah, Alan? Oh. What is that now? That's... That was anal, wasn't it? That was an anal noise. Alan? Oh! He's really struggling to get that one out.
Dear Alan. Oh!
Okay. The headline here is, Keck's got Nazi niff. Doesn't really make any sense. Keck's got Nazi niff.
Yeah, nasty niff.
Oh, okay.
It's Beano language for a smell, isn't it?
Okay. Oh, hang on, here comes a caller. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Ah, hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip!
Talking of those fantastic old horror films, Ian, that are so awful they're good.
Yes.
Have you ever seen Eraserhead?
Yeah, that's David Lynch, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, in his early sort of days, but I mean, totally weird and very strange, but kind of charming in a
doesn't he adopt? What is it? It's a lonely man who adopts a weird baby. Why is the baby weird? I can't remember.
I don't know, but it's a long time ago since I saw that film, but I remember stuff crawling down the walls in it, and it's in some horrible basement, and there's all the pipes are all clanking, and it was really I thought, disturbing.
Yeah, I remember seeing it at college and not being very impressed. I struggle with David Lynch. I remember going to watch a film at the Swiss Cottage Odeon. It's in black and white. Lost Highway, is that one of his?
I don't know that one.
What a load! Was it Lost? Someone on Twitter, tell me what film I went to see. What a load of old rubbish that was.
I think Yes, I think sometimes he just gets too self-indulgent.
Yeah. And I like self-indulgence. I mean, listen, we've had a fat man snoring on the radio for the last 2 hours. You don't get much more self-indulgent than that.
I have to tell you, it's the pinnacle of entertainment.
Imagine doing this on the BBC. Yes?
Well, yeah. Imagine the ratings.
Yeah.
What was I going to talk? Oh, Frank Sidebottom.
Yes.
I used to work, a long time ago, I used to work on a radio station in the 80s.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we started receiving his records. You know the way record companies used to send out free records to.
Yeah.
So we started receiving his records, and we thought, this is amazing, this guy. So we rang him up one day, and he came on the radio, and he was very funny, he was very entertaining, and he was a lovely chap, but always totally in character.
Yeah.
You know, even when you rang him to set up the interview or whatever, he was totally in character. And this was in Ireland, a little, relatively small city in Ireland, right? And then after a while, because he was apparently getting letters and postcards from people in the city, he said he was going to come over and do a live gig. Well, it was the most funny and bizarre and esoteric and I suppose charming thing I've ever seen. It was absolutely fantastic.
He was, and it took me a long time to get this, he was a performance artist. He wasn't a pop singer or a comedy act, and he would get booked on comedy venues. He'd be in between comic turns, or he'd be booked, I saw him booked in between bands as well. He was a performance artist.
Yes. And the funny thing was, I remember at that gig, there were probably about, like the radio station was promoting it, and there was probably about 300 people there. And I think about half of them got it. And the other half were looking at this guy with open mouth saying, what the blinking hell's going on here?
Yeah. I remember, I'm going to let you go. I remember arguing with my sister about it because she didn't get it. She hated him. Didn't get it at all. I think she gets him now. Blue Velvet is a good film. That's a David Lynch film. That's Kyle MacLachlan, Dennis Hopper, and a lady. Yeah. And it's the one where Dennis Hopper breathes the oxygen and stuff like that. That I remember being terrifying.
That rings a bell, but I can't remember.
But the others, nah. Mulholland Drive. Thank you, Lee. But then Shippo says that wasn't in black and white. I remember Mulholland Drive being in black and white. I just remember it being tedious and unwatchable. 0844 499 1000. This is Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio. We are going to be, for the rest of this week, we might talk. Well, no, I'm not going to limit myself. Tonight, Wednesday night and Thursday night, we're going to be an EU free zone, a referendum free zone. Friday, we'll see what the mood is. We might have, there might be the vibe. See
what gives. The thing is, there's plenty of other places to talk about it.
Yeah. So for these, tonight's show, tomorrow's show and Thursday's show, nothing. Even on Thursday's show we could legally talk about it. No, it's boring. We will keep sending people over to LBC. If that's what they want to listen to on Thursday night, go over to LBC because they'll be doing really
sister
boring
programmes that are doing it, they're all...
What sister programmes?
They're all hammering away at
what,
it.
Talk Sport 2 are doing?
Talk Radio.
We are Talk Radio.
I know, but what I'm saying is, our
I'm
colleagues.
I'm talking specifically about 10 o'clock on Thursday night. That's Go and listen to
everyone
to them doing it. Although it's got to be said, Julia Hartley-Brewer is sailing very close to the wind with what we're allowed to say in regards to that and recent criminal activities. I heard a few minutes of her show and I thought, oh dear, she's playing a game with a situation with someone who's been charged.
And if you're saying that...
Yeah, I know. Thought, flipping heck. Her producer should have a word. Oh no, she just shout at them. 0844 499 1000. Let me tell this Hitler story, please.
Go on.
Leather-lined trousers worn by Adolf Hitler, the pervert, have been sold for not that much. How much do you think his leather-lined trousers sold for?
12,000.
£47,000. I would have thought more.
Well, how do you justify that?
Auctioners, well, I have to hide all my eBay stuff in the boot of my car.
Exactly. What have you bought now? Oh, Hitler's old pants.
Yeah.
How much?
No, don't, but I could get double that if I would sell them again. That was actually once my argument when I bought a Monkey's Gretsch, 1968 Gretsch.
Oh, come on, if you buy that, you've got no intention of reselling it.
I bought it, and but I said, but I could sell it for £1,000 more than I paid for it. Go on then.
Silly.
Hey, my bluff was called. I didn't sell it. I still got it.
Have you played your electric guitar yet?
Yeah, I had a little go.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Is it loud? Is that amps good, isn't it? A little
Quite
amp?
good, yeah. I might have another go tomorrow.
Practice that. Oh, 844. But by the way, when we sat here chatting, I am aware that it sometimes puts people off from calling in. Call in, and you can still phone in and do noises and play songs down the phone or any of that rubbish, or join in with the conversation. Or don't. It's up to you. Auctioneers. 08444991000, by the way, is the phone number. Auctioneers said he had them, that is Hitler, had them fashioned with hide so he could carry a gun unobtrusively with him.
Where?
In his trousers. A cyanide container used by his henchman, Hermann Göring. Of course, because of him, Herman the German. This is Herman the German. Also because Herman rhymes with German, but he was the first of many. A cyanide container, this is an interesting turn of phrase, used by his henchman Hermann Göring to cheat the noose in 1946.
Wow.
Tonight we're playing Cheat the Noose with Hermann Göring. Herman, how are you going to cheat the noose? With cyanide.
There's the cyanide.
There's the cyanide pills. Fetched £20,000.
They buy all sorts, don't they?
Göring's silk undies went for £2,300. I bet they were stained.
I've had offers for mine. Nothing reaching £2,000 though.
No, I just can't afford it. The collection belongs to an American medical officer at the Nuremberg war crimes trials. Germany's Jewish community called the Munich sale scandalous and disgusting. I don't think it is. Why do you think it's scandalous and disgusting?
I think it's I think it's bizarre that people want to own that stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of. There's not a museum. Why would you? Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Well, because it becomes memorabilia, doesn't it?
Well,
rather than something of
but
historical
you're
interest.
saying that a museum should have bought them.
Yeah.
Well, a museum couldn't afford £46,000
No.
for a pair of trousers. That's the thing. Museums have to pay for them as well.
Yeah.
I remember we had everyone was getting their knickers in a twist at the BBC because there was a guy at Milton Keynes Market that was selling Nazi memorabilia, and he came in, and I was supposed to destroy him, and I couldn't see the problem with it. Really, I couldn't see the problem with it. It's a thing. People like to collect that kind of stuff. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It doesn't mean they want to kill Jews or gypsies or it doesn't mean they support. I mean, they might support Hitler's fascist ideals, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. It was a fascinating point in world history.
The other thing is that there's a whole generation of people who were brought up playing Tommies and Germans. They used to play the war, people my dad's age that's the sort of that cowboys and Indians and all that stuff.
Yep.
So, they've got an interest in it from a historical point of view.
Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Lady Caddick back.
Yep.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still there, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, try again?
Caddick.
I think we've lost him now. There was a chance he came to the surface a bit. He's gone way back down. We're not going to hear anything from him now until tomorrow, I think. Sorry, Lady Caddick. Looks like you're going to have to sleep alone.
Well, I was going to ask, is there room for two? But
well, I'm sure we can sort something out. That's an image, isn't it? That's an image, if ever there was one.
Poor old Caddick.
But I can understand. Hiddleston, you make me want to puke.
I don't get Hiddleston either. He's just a fella.
Taylor Swift could do so much better than him.
And you know what? She will. Come on. Let's look at the stats.
It's just, I'm here. Line
It'll
one.
Be your turn soon.
Yes. Line 1. Don't be rude about Taylor. I'm not.
I'm just saying.
No, don't say that about Taylor Swift. Actually, that's out of order.
She's my girlfriend yet.
You're implying that she's a slag.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
It'll be your turn soon.
I'm just saying.
Oh, stick it. Yes, line 1. Oh, it's another bloody snorer. Don't phone up and snore.
It might be my turn.
Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Good morning, Ian.
Oh!
That capsule that they got for Himmler, not Himmler, sorry.
What?
Goering.
Yeah, Hermann Goering's cyanide capsule.
Yeah, but that's a second-hand one, because the one he had was in his teeth.
No.
And he crunched.
Was it?
And it killed him. So the one they gave him must have been a second or third issue.
Oh, dear. Well, it got £20,000.
Well, some idiot would be doing that, wouldn't
I
they?
don't see a problem with people buying Nazi memorabilia, do you, Dennis?
Oh, First World War stuff, steel helmets and things like that from the First World War.
The steel helmet. Who was it? The Germans? Was it the Hun that wore the steel helmets with the spike on the
Yeah,
top?
like the Kaiser Wilhelm.
They're brilliant.
Yeah,
those helmets.
They weren't steel helmets. They were made of boiled leather. Most of it shaped.
Leather. Yeah.
And I tell you what, I tried them on my great grandsons. I could barely fit them. So the Germans must have had their heads in pencil sharpeners.
Yeah. Do you like a leathery helmet?
No, we couldn't get him on.
No.
But the steel ones were the finest helmets in the world.
Yeah.
The German steel helmet from the First World War was the best helmet going.
Best. They never topped that helmet.
They were thicker than our tin things.
So do you like a thick helmet or a leathery helmet?
No, I like the steel one.
Yeah. You like the steel one. Okay. All right. How's everything going, Dennis? You all right?
Oh, yes, we're getting by slowly but surely, like everything else, you know.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to vote. I'm going over there and tear the bloody place apart.
Okay. Well, okay, that's that. Am I allowed to take kids into the voting? Because I'll have the kids on Thursday.
Yeah. You can park them outside, can't you?
No, they'll want to come in the booth. They won't be allowed in the booth.
No, I shouldn't think so.
We don't have curtains in ours.
Don't you?
No.
What, you've got like a
partition.
division?
Yeah, it's like a urinal.
I can only imagine what that's like.
Okay. 0844 499 1000.
On Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is a nice headline. I get this one. I like it. I like it when I get the. Andrew says, Ian, you've just done a show that juxtaposes band videos, Nazi helmets, and a homage to Andy Warhol's Sleep with Caddick. Very unique, yes? Although, you can't have degrees of uniqueness. It's either unique or not. You can't be very unique. Nice try, Andrew. Nice try. Bad intent. So what do you think the story is there? Bad intent.
Someone doing something on a camping trip they shouldn't.
Kind of.
Go on. 3
burglars were caught when a tracking app on a stolen iPhone pinpointed them to a tent in Newquay, Cornwall. Now, I hate tents.
Hippie burglars.
I hate tents. I've got no time for them whatsoever. We went glamping last year, and that was alright because it was in a hut.
We camped in the back garden last summer.
Oh, the boys did that over Easter. I refused to get in the tent.
No, it's nice.
No, it's horrible.
Slept really well, fresh air and all that.
No.
And you could go to the toilet in your own toilet.
Well, or in the garden.
No.
And there was a leak in the tent. So I was having none of that. I don't like tents. I never have. I think they're horrible claustrophobic things.
Yeah.
Very uncomfortable. Very sweaty in a tent.
That tent last summer was the first tent I've been in since I did the Duke of Edinburgh's award, right? And I had not been in a tent ever since because it was horrible. We hadn't changed our clothes for 5 days. We all stank. It was horrible. It was wet. You packing it up damp. Oh no. Camping's not fun, is it?
No, camping is no fun whatsoever. I mean, it's just a vile.
But I'll do the camping in the back garden, like for one night. That's me.
What? One night.
One night in canvas.
If I had to, I would do it one night. But beyond that, and certainly would never use campsite toilet facilities. I mean, spiders, urine in the showers, feces in the showers. Which is
some of it's not yours.
Exactly. It's not. When we went to Japan last, we hotels are really expensive in Tokyo, so we stayed in a really... on the way back, the last night in Tokyo, we stayed in a nice hotel for one night, just we had a nice bed. But we stayed in a really tiny hotel room where only one person could be up at a time, right? And the thing is, I always think, you just want the hotel for the bed, and bed and have a wash.
Doesn't matter, you're not going to be in the room.
Yeah, you're not going that far away to stay in the hotel room.
Although...
So we did that, and then we went to Osaka, where it was a traditional, I can't remember the...
Oh, I know what you mean, one of the spa places.
Yeah, well, you sleep on the floor, basically, and that was nice. And then we went to, then we went to an island, and that was another traditional thing, and that was kind of nice. And we were watching the weather, and we were watching the news, and then the weather came on, and suddenly it was all went red.
Oh, that's going
and
to be
the
bad.
voice going, super tornado, super tornado, and I'm going, I think we should be worried. And we were just on the edge of a super tornado, and it was we were debating whether we would go back or not, and we stayed, and it was a nightmare. Yes, line 2.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hello, I've upgraded my text, so that should be more audible.
Ah, lovely. Okay.
Yes, it was just an idle thought I had today. Not a believer myself, but you know how people say that when you die, your life flashes before your eyes?
Yes.
It was just to think, like, how much of a proportion of that do you think is, like, poos and wees? I mean, when people say about, like, the best times in their life and, like, top 10 lists, etc., like, and they're like, if you think about pure relief, at least a couple of...
I had a really good wee today because I was in dire straits, and I get very creative. And this is true. Some of the best songwriters write their songs on the toilet because, and this is absolutely true. When you pass a stool, it stimulates a part of your brain, the creative part of your brain. That's a fact. That's not even me being smutty. That's actually a fact. So I don't know. I wonder if anyone has, caller, done that maths thing. They do maths, say, right, well, you spend 6 years of your life in bed and 2 years of your life on the phone. I wonder if they've done how many years of your life you spend having a poo or a wee.
I think men spend more time in there, though, don't they?
No, I drop and go.
Do you?
Yeah, I tend
to be more of a...
I don't loiter.
In and out.
It's a when and if, but I mean, whatever the figure is, I mean, I've got a small bladder and IBS, so you want to triple that.
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Oh, no, it's alright. It's my stupid fault for spending about a year just eating fried egg sandwiches.
Yeah, actually, do you know what? I'm not sorry to hear it, and I'm glad you've got it. Serves you right for eating... Hang on, fried egg sandwiches can give you a small bladder and IBS?
Well, no, I think the small bladder thing's just probably just more a genetic trait. Okay. I don't know. But yeah, no, just
did your mum used to make fried egg sandwiches for you?
I think initially, and then it just became a case of it is literally the easiest thing to make.
Did she?
They are lovely.
Did she call them? Are we the only family, and by that I mean me and my mum, that call them an egg banjo?
I beg your pardon?
Hey! My mum used to say, call them an egg banjo, and that was a fried egg sandwich.
Is it because of the pan? Looks like a banjo.
No, because you don't eat the pan. I've got no idea, and if I ask her now, she won't remember. I will ask her next time if I.
There's the like egg in a basket thing.
What?
Where you put a hole in the bread, and can I put that over the fried egg, and then it becomes like a fried egg and bread.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Whoa. So what? Hang on. You cut a hole in the bread. You put the bread in the frying pan. Do you crack the egg into the hole first, or do you? What goes down first?
To be honest, I think there's different ways. I mean, personally, I more kind of crack the egg, let it settle a little bit first, and then I'll put the bread straight on top.
Have you ever had? This will kill you. A fried cheese sandwich.
You see, I don't know whether it's part of the IBS or whether it's just a personal dislike because of an incident with cheese grating on gap teeth as a child from my dad, but I don't like cheese in any form, really.
Well, then I'm afraid I have to cut you off for being a pervert. Fried cheese sandwich, we'll stop in a minute because I want to play a brilliant Frank
And we should stop because you're on a diet.
Fried cheese sandwich, you get white bread, you butter both sides, you put a load of cheese in it, make the sandwich, fry it with quite deep oil. Oh, flippin' heck. That is going to... Tell you what, we're going to end listening to a medley of Alan Caddick snoring and Frank Sidebottom, died 6 years ago today. This is a masterpiece, right? This is Electricity by Frank Sidebottom. Back tomorrow. Ta-ta!